Hey everybody, it's JP Pickett here on YouTube, and happy Monday morning, June the 11th, 2018. Um, People always ask me about what I would like to see in Madden. I've been saying it for the past 3, 4 years on my YouTube channel, and it still remains the same, and they still haven't done it yet. But the things that I would like to see in Madden, they might never put this, but it might make the game a lot better. Um, One, in every game, you should try to put in different commentators. Like you have one commentator that can do the 1 o'clock game, one commentator does the late game, and one commentator does the Sunday night and Monday night game. And the other thing is, I wish they would put in a real pregame show and make it like either Kurt Menefee or James Brown, those guys. And I liked it when it was back in 2000, that they need to go back where they took the teams and they showed you the teams that were playing, and then they made it short and sweet. But instead they should try to go around the horn and talk a little bit about each game like they do on TV, and then make like a quick pick and then play the game. And then what I like to see is I like to see a halftime show where they show not just the highlights of your game, but show all the highlights of the other games too. Like, let's say your game comes at 4. Well, they should show all the highlights and the game finish for the teams that play at 1 o'clock. Then they should go show the halftime on the 4 or the late game, you know? And then at the end, they should have an end pregame show where they show all the games except for the night games, because that's night. That they should show the games if they win or lose of all the teams. That way, when you play franchise, you have a sneak peek of the other team that you. That's what they did back in 2000. And I kind of wish they would put that back into Madden. It was fun. And Ultimate Team, it's fun for all you guys, but I just don't play it that much. So, for what they're doing to Ultimate Team really doesn't help people that don't play Ultimate Team, really. And so what I would like for them to do is, work more on head-to-head and franchise mode the most, and see if we can get a pregame show, a halftime show, and an end pregame show on who won, who lost, and let them talk about it. You don't have to make them talk for a standard time, but have them go on the horn a little bit and talk about it, and then say what they need to work on and stuff like that. I like what they did in 18 and franchise mode, but I think they could do like a little bit more better in franchise mode. I've not seen the clip for Madden 19 yet. I heard it's pretty good, but once again I heard people telling me that they changed the things in Ultimate Team, but I hope they work on fantasy football, on franchise football. Sorry, and let me know. Let us know what they did to franchise, because I like to see what I'm saying in the game. You don't have to put it in every Madden game, but if you put it in every other Madden game, that would work for me. Because everybody likes to play, and people don't really want to hear the commentators say it. They like to have like a pregame show, like me. Like if you're trying to get Madden to be like the Madden on TV, you might as well do it like they do it on TV. That's what I always say. You know? I know everybody has their own opinion, but that's my opinion that I would like to see back in Madden. You know, when you play franchise mode, at least. I'm not telling you to do it for the online and stuff. Just do it in franchise mode. If you want to do it in Expedition and franchise mode, I'll take that too. But try to put it in franchise mode. That way we know, who we're going to play next, and we get a little bit of tape and a little bit of idea. See, in Madden 18, when you play the teams in franchise mode, we don't have any idea of what they like to do or like to run the ball until we actually play them. And you make us go through the practice with our team. We're playing this, we don't know what they're going to do. And that's not really right. We need to know what they're going to at least do, like a little bit. Or do they pass? In Madden 18, that we're not even prepared for it because they don't show you the highlights of the games, who team you might play next. You have to figure it out as you go. Are they going to be a running team? Are they going to be a passing team? You don't know until you get on the field. And when you do know, you have to make adjustments because they're going to probably score a touchdown on you first. You have to try to fill out a team. Well, with the pregame show and the highlights, you don't have to worry about filling out a team. You be already prepared for it, at least a little bit. You don't have to show the whole thing and say this is what they like to do in certain situations. You don't want to give everything. So we can be prepared for that team. Like if you're playing against the Patriots, we all know that they like to run the ball, but we also know they like to pass the ball. But if you're playing teams that you have never played before or seen before, how are you going to get prepared for that? You have practice, yes, but you don't talk about it. See, that's what I'm anticipating. And man, they might not have it in Madden 19, but they need to put it at least in Madden number 20, because I think that would be a really cool feature to have. And I know they're not going to look at this, but if anybody has EA Sports email, send it an email that your boy JP would like to see a pregame show, at least in franchise mode, and a halftime show and an inning show where all the games from 1 o'clock to at least the late game, they show who wins and what they do and they have around the horn to talk a little bit. I'm not to talk a lot, but a little bit. Each person talk a little bit about the game. That's what I would like to see back in Madden. I thought Madden in 2000 was a really good Madden because you did have James Brown kick it off, And then they went from James Brown to Pat Summerall and John Madden, which we don't have those guys broadcasting anymore. So they're gonna change it up and make it somebody else broadcasting, which I agree to a certain extent, but I would like to see two things: a pregame show, a halftime show where they show you highlights of other teams, not just the highlights of your game, but highlights of other, and then the ending pregame show about the people that already won between the early games. It'd probably be 10 on the Pacific, but it'd be 1 o'clock here and late games. And then they go around the horn and talk a little bit. And then the other one that I would like to see is, if you can email this too to EA, to try to put different commentators in the game. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Buck, or Troy Aikman to do the late game, or somebody like that. It doesn't have to be Joe Buck, it can be somebody else. You could put John, no, not John Lynch, because he took his job. Probably Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And then if they do like the Sunday night game, put like Chris Collinsworth, Al Michaels. And then if they do the Monday night game, you have I guess you night broadcast. But that would make it better. Those two things right there in Madden. Some of my friends wish they have like a halftime party celebration you could see on the field. That would be neat, but I think that might put too much thing. What I'm saying is it might overdo a little bit of memory, but if you really think about it, it looks just like on TV, and it would be a really good future to put in Madden, and that down the road, down the future. You know what they're going to do with football, but you're talking to somebody that really doesn't play a whole lot of MUT. So what they work on MUT really doesn't really help me much. That's the best term for me to say. But I kind of told them to do in this video, they would make Madden a lot better. Whether they don't put it in 19, they can at least put it in Madden 20, you know. But tell your boy, if you get this, if you got EA email address, send it to EA Sports. Let them know that your boy JP Pickett is the man, that he wants to see some of that stuff in Madden, either Madden 19 or Madden 20. Let them know. Alright guys, you have a blessed Monday on June 11, 2018. Have a great week. I would definitely see you soon. Have a great week. Remember, God first, God bless.